Hello, Actor Sage here on the Sage channel, and we're back with another addition to the Industrial Cockpits and More mod pack. This is Industrial Cockpit number 2. In fact, it's probably better known as the number 7 choice from our sort of, hey, which cockpit should I build next competition thing we did, where basically I said, hey, you guys choose and I'll build it, and damn, you guys chose very well. This cockpit turned out incredible. The field of view inside it is amazing. I'll be showing you more of that in just a second here. First and foremost, I just want to go over basically the look and the shape of it. As you can see, standard cockpit here. We got the standard chair inside that we're all used to. The glass on the outside, the same sort of glass texture we're used to. Again, the exterior is completely colorable. In fact, I can fly over here and show you. I have a whole demonstration area here where you can see it can be colored any such color you please. And it also has its standard construction states where it starts out with, well, just a metal frame, gets a bit bulkier with even more little tiny yellow and black warning stickers, and then it goes to full in boxed in, which of course we do this, that way we don't have to have a trillion build states showing the chair and stuff build up inside, so we can save on poly counts there. Also, this one here, we have these little metal bars across the back middle, just so we can still place blocks here without it looking like they're floating. Get a little bit of float there on the bottom, but at the top you still have it connected in, so that all works pretty damn well. Also, and if we fly back over here to where we were showing off just the cockpit sitting in space, you'll see that on the bottom of it we do have a connection point right there. On the top we have a connection point, and on the back we have one big connection point, which also doubles as a central sort of small connection point. And what I mean by that, if we bring our character over here, you should be able to plug in small pipes right here in the middle, and plug it into anything else that has a small pipe connector, like that, and it should work. Now, of course, this isn't lighting up because we don't have power, but if we stick some power in there, ta-da, it lights up. In theory, this should also work if we were to go ahead and paste in a large one. I don't know why I copied that whole thing. I didn't need to do that. I already had one saved. But anyway, in theory, it should work if we paste in a large connector like this and connect it up as well. But I have found that this can be a little bit sporadic and sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. As you can see, that's got power, but it's not working. If I delete this and paste it back in, it does work. So it does have a large connector pipe that will run through there. It's just sort of hit and miss, I find. I don't quite understand why, but you should be able to use small or large on the back of this. Just remember, the small one has connect right into the middle, and the large one, well, can be sort of hit and miss. Anyway, that is it for connecting this in. Once again, top and bottom connection points. As for actually interior looks, if we were once again go into our spectator camera here and fly it inside, I've done something a little bit different with the back wall. Instead of what I did with the thin variant of an Industrial Cockpit 1, I've gone ahead and put in these sort of awesome little shiny metal bump outs instead of the metal ribs we had before, and I absolutely adore these. And in fact, if we get really close to them, you see the metal is even beveled a little bit, so it looks like these really nice pressed metal sheets that are bent across. I love them. And of course we have these little lights here that I've just been sort of staring at without acknowledging, and I've stuck a lot of these sort of little LED lights about all over in here to give it some more detail. I even have the little power symbol sticking right up there, the same one that we have right here on the control panel. The chair is, as per usual, just the same sort of chair. Anyway, that is that for the interior from, well, just looking at its art aspects. Pretty much the same sort of textures on the walls and everything, the little shiny metal at the edges of all the windows. On the inside it might be a little difficult to see the glass, but I assure you it is indeed there. We could even go ahead and test it super quick if we were to actually go ahead and switch out for an assault rifle of some sort right here. Let's just go with this one. Ba-da-da-dink. You can see the bullets are most definitely hitting something there. And now we've damaged it, of course, but we can weld it back up. So yeah, you can see it definitely does work as glass. Let's also fly it around just so you can see it in action. So we'll fly back over here. I have an assortment of ships about here, like these sort of semi-hefty little monstrosities here. Are almost like space tanks, very odd things, and actually wouldn't work in survival because they don't actually have anything that would generate more hydrogen. But I do have this one which actually has a hydrogen tank plugged into a center small connector right into the back of the cockpit. So this one would actually work, and we can hop into it. And you can see the field of view in here is incredible. It's as if you're just sitting in the chair floating in space, but of course you have a little bit more extra protection from the glass. And we can go ahead and buzz about in this with, well, pretty much no issue at all. And again, massive, incredible field of view where you can, well, look about pretty much any way you please, even straight up, and you're not even able to see the very top of the cockpit. back wall and rotate your head like that. So pretty incredible field of view on the whole thing. Anyway, that's it for this cockpit. The only thing left is to talk about our Patreons. Well, our patrons and PayPal donators. Those people, you know, that made this possible. Without whom, oh god, this cockpit would not exist. God almighty. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's pretty simple. Without the people on Patreon, I would not be able to take the time away from making standard videos to make these cockpits and mods and all this other stuff that all goes into the Industrial Cockpits and More mod pack. So whenever I do an update to this mod, I just do a little shout out to those people who have supported me. And new PayPal donators since the last video, well, we have Nassin G, I believe it's Nassinn, Nassin, Stefan S, and a big old shout out to Sebastian L. Thank you a bunch for the amount of money you have donated. Thank you very, very much. As for our Patreon patrons, thank you everybody for your continued support, as well as welcome to the group, Eric B, John S, whose last name is slightly suspicious, Joseph L, and Emmanuel B. By the way, Emmanuel is an awesome name. Thank you everybody for supporting me, all of my past PayPal and Patreon supporters. Really appreciate it. Without you, I would obviously not be able to make this mod, and of course I'd have those moments where, why is the glass being so silly? Why is this not working? Why are these conveyors being odd? And just give up and go snuggle with my puppy for the rest of the day. But because of you and knowing you are all counting on me to actually get something done, I do not do that, and I actually continue, well, to get stuff done. Thank you everyone for that. And thank you all of you who are watching. Much appreciated. Anyway, guys and gals, that would be actually about it for this video. Pretty simple and straightforward, and hopefully not too long. This is obviously in the Industrial Cockpits and More mod pack right now. You can go ahead and grab it and have fun with it. Hope you guys like it. Next up in the mod pack, I am not sure what we're going to do. It could be we make our own hydrogen thruster, maybe our own hydrogen tanks, maybe something a bit bulkier, more industrial in feel. Who knows? Not quite sure yet. I'll probably sort something out. There's a few other little tiny blocks that I want to get done. Oh, speaking of tiny blocks, I should point out I did actually update the mod pack. If we were to go to our all blocks screen and scroll down here, I didn't just add the industrial cockpit. About a month ago, actually, I added the conveyor T-joint, which you might have seen sitting here in your all blocks thing. That was actually been here for, like I said, about a month, but I had forgotten to add it to the Industrial Cockpits and More section right here, but now it's been added to that as well as the conveyor section right there. There we go, the T-joint. So if you want to have a T-joint, there you go. It's been in there for a while now. And actually, cockpit blocks, again, I added the Industrial Cockpit 2, as it's called in-game, to that as well. So there you go, guys and gals. Thank you a bunch for watching. We'll find out what comes next when it comes out, I guess, or maybe on Patreon I'll be asking people, or maybe I'll do a straw poll or something. Probably on Patreon. Anyway, thank you a bunch for watching, guys and gals, and I shall see you all next time. Ta-ta!